Welcome to the School of Moxie podcast. I'm your host, Mary Williams. This season, we're talking about one thing. My business pays for my life. We're not talking about side hustles or someday dreams. We're talking about businesses that actually pay for your life. So your rent and your mortgage, your health insurance premium, the whole kit and caboodle. The thing you are not going to get today in this episode, you are not going to hear my guest read their resume at you for 15 minutes. We're skipping the highlight reel and going straight to the good stuff. We're talking about timelines and trade-offs and the money conversations that not enough people are talking about out loud, but we're about to do it here on this show. If you want to know all the details about who this person is and what they do, that's what the show notes are for. Go check them out. Follow their links. Please support their work because you don't really get to know somebody from just one episode. You get to know them by showing up for their work day after day. That's what they've done for their own communities, and it's what I'm asking you to do for them. All right, let's get into it. Ashlan, we're back on the air. You were episode number 1 on season 1 of School of Moxie, and I've been on yours and Tori's podcast 3 times.
Three times.
A whole bunch of times.
Every single season. always in the very beginning. Usually we're like, we're doing this again. Are you coming back?
Every time. Yes. The answer is yes. Well, you and I have been on here we have had so many recorded conversations, and I'm so excited that you're doing this final season with me because there really weren't a whole lot of you that answered the casting call and were able to really verify my business pays for my life. In the course of doing those 2 seasons, so many people were like, oh, can you do this show? Can you do that show? And I kept thinking, that's an interesting choice. Like, what does that mean to you? And, I've really come to realize that the things we love for water cooler chat really tell us a lot about us and how we operate and our values. So I am wondering for you, would you please tell us what you have chosen as your comfort watch title?
Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, the dinosaur universe is what I've chosen. Because no matter how quote unquote bad of a review they get, I will always watch them.
Yes.
Because it's just a thing. So
did you see the most recent one with Jonathan Bailey and his slutty little glasses?
Mm-hmm. Museum curator. Yeah.
I don't know who greenlit that script. I mean, it was bad. Girl, it was bad. But did I watch it? Yes, I did.
Of course. Yeah, the family that's running on the side, like it was like, let's just throw all this stuff in and just see what happens.
Oh,
yeah.
Poor Scarlett Johansson. You could just see the subtext in her brain, like, I'm getting paid.
Yep. Which her character in that too was getting paid.
Excellent acting job. She should win an Oscar.
Absolutely.
Well, why do you keep going back to the Jurassic Park, Jurassic World universe? Like, what is it about dinosaurs? Other than the fact that dinosaurs are cool and we love them, but like, why?
Yeah, I have been obsessed with dinosaurs since I was little. I wish I knew, like my mom bought us dinosaur books. It's just been a thing. I actually thought when I was younger that I was going to be I wanted to be a paleontologist, archaeologist. And then I started looking into what a career and that, requires. And I was like, God, you don't really find very much stuff. And you're just in the middle of the desert, just digging in dirt. And I was like, am I really built for that? No, I'm not really built for this. It's not going to be Jurassic Park. It's going to be you're in dust and dirt every single day and guessing how the puzzle piece goes back together.
Yeah.
So yeah, that wasn't going to be the thing. But it's so funny because like the more and more I watch it, even now that I'm a business owner, there's so many things and so many clues. One, the very first one, Nedry's character, I just will always remember him as from Seinfeld when he was playing Risk on the train.
Yes.
Newman. I will always remember
he's Newman,
even though that's not. Yeah, I feel like he always gets typecast as a character in everything. But one, giving people all the keys to your fucking castle.
Yeah.
Because we know business owners who have done that and
Oh, yes. And they do end up with a
fucked up their
Newman.
life.
They do end up with a Newman situation.
Yep,
And sadly, it's not satisfying like in the original Jurassic Park. The dinosaurs do not eat him. The person just runs off with the keys to your kingdom. Never to be seen again.
We've just been rewatching Schitt's Creek, and that's how it starts out too. We thought everything was fine.
Yeah.
So I think as business owners, there's that element. I think the second one is making the same mistakes over and over again. Like you have these killing machines and you just decide to put them around people. And also I feel like the more and more they go on, like all the technology things, like, I'm sure you and I talk, we know AI, everything now. There's proper ways to use it. I feel like there's improper ways to use it.
Yep.
I have started saving, because my big thing now is like, stop letting AI design your flyers. I've started saving some of them so I can show like, see this right here? There's all these clues, all these signals, and people are not trusting stuff that is created by AI.
Yeah.
Like it just, there's this trust recession that's happening right now. So I think that, those pieces of like, why do you keep, and I think business owners do this the same too. Yeah. Why do you keep doing the thing that is either driving you crazy, that is not working out, like you're putting all your eggs in this basket again, and it's just like, let me just try this like a bajillion time. Like, girl, try something new.
It's like, maybe this time, it actually reminds me of people's dating habits, because you know how I feel about business and dating. It's like, maybe this time they'll be different. And it's like, girl, no. How many more times do you need to circle around this mess again? But you would think that with dinosaur killing machines and technology that always goes bad, that they would have learned by now, don't resurrect the dinosaurs. But they do.
Yes. But they do over and over again. And I will continue to watch it, even though it is literally, it's human life, right? Because I feel like we're doing that in our country and like so many things that are happening. Like, did we not learn? What was it? I've been on like an older, like rewatching older movies kick. I think it was Hot Shots Part 2, which, has Charlie Sheen in it. And like one of the guys goes into like his little fighter plane and he's like, I figured out how to solve climate change or global warming. And he's like the first guy that dies. I'm just like, it's been a joke since like the early 90s.
Yeah.
Like,
also, I have not heard someone say Hot Shots Part 2 in forever, and I love you so much for that, because we did not talk about that before recording.
Nope. Yeah, Top Gun, I don't know. I go sometimes like down rabbit holes of watching old stuff just because it's fun and it's nostalgic. But it has a lot of undertones of like, maybe there is something wrong with us as humans that we're like, we'll just give it another go. But we fall into these like patterns and habits. Yeah. And I feel like sometimes it takes so much to break it. Like I'm guilty of it too. Yeah. Not listening to the yellow and red flags in like client relationships. I finally had to tell people in my BNI group, like, these are the folks that I do not want to work with. If they are desperate and their last thing is that they want to pay a marketing agency to try to make something work, and they don't take any responsibility for themselves not being able to sell, or they don't know their freaking numbers. Because if I look into, under the hood of somebody again and see that they were making almost $1 million and had no idea how much they were spending on advertising to get to that number, and then giving me a fraction of the budget. I don't want to work with people like that anymore. And then being like, it's not working. And I'm like, you know what? For like that little budget, I got you one less lead than that person did last year. So it's not that. So
I think it's so interesting that you're talking about Jurassic Park, because it's such a great example of plenty of media material that will remind you about, don't do this folly right here again and again and again. And in our world, it's like the movie has been played over and over. People tell their stories. They write books about it. They make podcasts about it. Like, I mean, there's so much with this material. in play. And yet we forget in the moment, and maybe that is like a human foible, but also I think you're pointing out something really important, which is trusted community who will hold your feet to the fire and remind you when you need to be reminded, because sometimes you are like just so much in the work that you forget. And in the case of Jurassic Park, they're just so much into their bad science that they forget, oh no, maybe cloning that again is a bad idea.
Yeah. But at the same time, because we have so many billionaires and now a trillionaire in this country, I'm like, where the fuck are my dinosaurs?
Right?
Where are they? I remember there was a long time ago they were trying to like do the woolly mammoth DNA.
Oh, I remember that.
Like,
yeah.
Where did that go?
Maybe they're secretly being developed, and then you'll just see them charge a field one day. You'll be like, yes.
Be like, oh, there they are. Yes. Open world zoo,
Bring back,
enter at your own risk.
Keep thinking like, bring back a saber-toothed tiger, because the cat in me is like, I want a cat. Bring back the cat. Bring back the really big cat with the really big teeth.
With the really big teeth. Yeah.
Oh my God. That's so awesome. Well, I mean, you have clearly avoided a lot of Jurassic Park related problems in your business journey because your business legit pays for your life. Like, I asked all of you some pretty detailed questions, and I was like, we're not going to do the numbers and stuff on this podcast. There are other podcasts that do that. I was like, that's not the important part. But, the important part is celebrating that this is a milestone that we just sort of, I don't know. I know that we agree on this. I'm sure there's other people who do too, but we sort of gloss over it in our business journey. Like, there are other things that people celebrate more, like how many followers you have or how much revenue you generated, which is a great number. But if you generate revenue, but it can't pay for your life, like, there's still a problem there. That's not sustainable. So I'm wondering for you, at what point did you realize that your business really was paying for your life? Like, I feel like I kind of know because I've been so close to you watching you do it, but like, how long did it take for you to really get to that milestone? Because I feel like people kind of wobble a little bit on their way to crossing over that line. And so then they will dog on themselves like, oh no, I did it. I didn't do it. I did it. I didn't do it.
Yep. So, the first milestone was 9 months after starting. So I started in January of 2021. By September, what I did was I paid myself back everything I had put into the business. So that I was at zero, basically. So I was just like, hey, I invested that. I'm giving that back to I wasn't paying myself a paycheck yet, but I was like, I'm gonna give myself back all the money that I put in to start this. And then anything that was made basically by the business, all the software programs, everything that was required for it, QuickBooks, all those different things paid for by the business. And then some, because that was when I hired somebody, my first part-time person. So that was kind of milestone 1, but it wasn't enough to like pay me. It didn't take that much longer to get to milestone 2, which was 15 months in. So March of the next year, I basically told my job that I don't need you in my full-time W-2. I don't need you anymore because I had gone to my clients. I was like, hey, thinking about quitting my job. Do y'all have more money for me? So they did. And so by 15 months in, I was able to do that. And I took a damn vacation to Hawaii for like 3 weeks in the middle of that, where I was working part-time, but I, was enough. And then June of 2022, it was like, okay, this is it. Don't have a paycheck to fall back on. It is all you.
Yeah.
So I would say with focus, grit, working my ass off, telling everybody, hey, I have this now. Who can you send me? That was enough. And then, I landed 2 big clients right after that. And the rest was history.
I have to say, one of the things I have always so admired you for, and you have modeled it so well, is how you will go out and ask people directly. You will ask them like, do you have this? I am ready for this. Is that you? And I love that about you so much. And I feel like for anybody listening, if there is Ashlan herself or somebody similar, to like not fall out of contact with that person, because I feel like people like you are actually really quite rare.
Thank you.
I don't feel like I'm very good at asking people. I'm good at attracting people. I'm good at teasing an audience and attracting. And so like, I'll just attract more numbers, but like, I'm trying to get better in this season of just like approaching people and being like, hey,
Yeah.
I have this thing, like, is this you, and especially in this lovely crunchy economy right now, maybe that's like a really great lesson to be learned, and a great way to avoid repeating Jurassic Park problems, perhaps.
When I think too, it's just the adaptation. Like my business is so different than like not really, but really different than when I started. You know what I mean? When I started out, like I don't do some of the same things. I, present things in a different way. Actually, my new thing that I'm putting out there, because I want to kind of like avoid the folks that I don't want to work with, is leading with like content strategy that really, I understand your audience, what we need to put in front of them to know, like, and trust you. And then having the engine that continues to drip that out and continues to have that. And so I'm having really solid conversations with my clients. Like I have one client who's a fractional CFO. We talk for 30 minutes a month. I report numbers. I get his perspective on things. And then I'm posting all his LinkedIn content, and it's getting people liking and commenting and following and interacting. But the grand scheme of things is I'm able to write that because I am interviewing and understanding what makes him unique, what is going to make people want to follow him. I'm also now looking at like what other fractional CFOs are talking about and being like, how can we differentiate ourselves from them? Because I'll be honest, a ton of them, and I've been looking at this with business coaches too. I'm like, ooh, I can tell from your words, you are just taking whatever the fuck chat tells you to say in your space, and you're not feeding it that uniqueness that is you.
Yeah.
And it's bad.
It is bad. You can spot it now really, really easily, very quickly.
Yeah.
Oh, well, do you feel like anything changed when you did realize that your business became responsible for supporting your life?
Oh, what changed? I freaked out a little bit because I was like, oh God, like if any of these clients leave, like what am I going to do? But that's why I have never, I've always said I have openings, or now I'm kind of building like a wait list for people of like, this is when I can start working with you.
Yes.
Like I love that you want to work with me, but like I need to wrap some stuff up first and able to, in order to do that. And I think one of the glorious things too is the majority of the clients that I had in Portland are still with me.
Yeah.
So one of the things I really value is like, I'm still working with my first retainer client, even now, so there's something secret saucy in there. Or I was up in San Francisco last week with a client who was in that June 2022 bucket. And he was telling me, he was like, gosh, you're the longest marketing company that I've worked with. And so I like kind of grilled him. I was like, why do you stay with me? Like, what's wrong? What's wrong with the others? And one of the things that he did say was like, you pivot, you're willing. He's like, I was glad he was really honest with me. He's like, your strength can also be one of your weaknesses, because I like to try and do new things. Right. And he admittedly has ADHD. I know that I have some version of, some type of it. And he's like, I love that you're able to just take stuff and run with it and like help me outline all of this. But he was just like, but also sometimes you don't be like, oh, maybe we shouldn't do that. And I was like, yeah, I'm always going to be like, yeah, let's go do the fun thing.
Yes.
Because none of the other stuff goes away. We just get to play with the fun things.
Yes. Yeah. I think now is the season, because there's so much disruption in the marketplace right now. And now is absolutely the season to follow the things that have some natural flow to them. There's not a whole lot of resistance, and it's like, and they're creative and they're fun and they'll make you money. Like, go try it. Yeah. Oh, I love that. That's so good. Do you feel like you work more than some of your peers?
Yes. Yes and no. Because like a lot of people are like, oh God, I feel like you're working all the time. I was like, I also go on vacation. Like we had, this, we had so much fun at EDC. We already have tickets for next year. So like, I do know how to have fun. I do know how to like take vacation and time off, but being the human design generator that I am, I don't need the same recovery space that some other, yeah, that my lovely manifestors need, and so as long as I'm doing what I want to do, what I love doing, you will see me here. Like every time when people are like, oh, the podcast, oh, you must spend so long doing that. I was like, I love it. It is a labor of love.
Yes.
Like I thought about like handing off editing to somebody else. And I was like, you know what? It took me so long to get used to listening to my own voice. Like, why would I give that away?
I mean, okay, this is a question that I have been asking everybody this season because it's my own morbid curiosity to make me feel better about my healthcare premium. How much do you pay for health insurance, Ashlan?
I believe for both of us, it's $583, but it is the lowest bottom of the barrel insurance.
Okay.
So like, we have, it's an $18,000 deductible.
Holy shit.
So,
sorry.
Yeah. So preventative is covered. However, catastrophic is not. So, but we're relatively healthy people. So.
That is amazing. The answers have varied widely. Some of us in our cohort for this season are paying relatively low prices for very high deductibles and paying out of pocket for the rest. And then a lot of us are paying more for more for our premiums and getting just sort of like standard, regular, what you would expect in a corporate W-2 job, silver plan. Yeah. But we have to pay for this bill. And I feel like there's a lot of people who either don't take the leap out of, speaking of taking the leap, that's my pun for you. That's the name of your show. And so they don't take the leap out of their 9 to 5, or they maybe don't want to get out of some of these golden coffin situations where another system is subsidizing that.
Totally. Well, and I think too, like, we might not be doing that in the future. I've been learning so many things here in Las Vegas. So there is a big concierge doctor community where you can pay cash, but that cash amount that you would pay is actually a lot less than they would charge insurance. And so like, that's definitely something. And then there was another, if I join one of the chambers of commerce, they have a group health policy in it. So I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting to hear back from like one of their membership people, because I was like, no rush in getting back to me. This is on the 2027 budget, but like just being prepared for things like that, because that's the fact that both of us are covered is pretty dang good for that amount of money. Yeah. But it's still, this is the first time I've bronze planned in my entire life. I've always had silver, gold, or platinum, the platinum plan. Like, when I worked at nonprofits, man, so much shit was covered. It was like, that would have been the time to, like, if we were actually having children, like have a baby and do all the things.
I know. I'm paying so much in a premium this year. I'm paying $731 and change every month for premium. And I think I have an $8,000 deductible, which by all intents and purposes is a pretty fucking good plan. It's a silver plan with Blue Cross, but I was like, for that money, I'm getting everything. I got my colonoscopy. I got my mammogram. I'm doing everything. I'm going to the dermatologist. I see my doctor every 3 months to work on the chronic health things that I've been working on for a long time. And I'm like, I'm going to use the crap out of this plan.
Yeah. I've been really lucky. I mean, and I've been on my like health journey this year, or started last year, was starting GLP-1s and then like doing the strength training this year. So like, luckily haven't had anything, knock on all the wood everywhere.
All the wood.
Happen. Yeah. But yeah, so it's been pretty good.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, thank you for answering that question, because it just keeps adding to this picture for everybody as they listen to everybody this season, which is so great. The next question, what have you given up in order to build a business that fully supports your life? Because everybody gives up something.
I don't think that's giving something up. We can answer this in a different way. Like, I don't have a commute. I don't have to commute anywhere anymore. I don't have to deal with that. But maybe, maybe one thing actually is, when you work in a normal 9 to 5, depending on who your leadership team is, there's a lot of built-in things that you don't realize afterwards. Like maybe there was like an internal leadership professional development program, or, you had mentors and sponsors. Like now you got to look for business coaches. Or Mary, you've always been my like coach in my back pocket when I need stuff. Like, she'll wake up to a WhatsApp message of like, this is what I'm dealing with right now. Like,
I love it when you do.
Can you help me? I know I forget all the time, and I should just have like a once a week, like, Mary, this is what's happening kind of message. But like, those are the kind of things that you have to build in for yourself as a business owner. You have to choose the type of profession. Like, if you're not doing any professional development as a business owner, shame on you. I believe in lifelong learning. Learner is one of my like Clifton strengths things. Yeah. Like, I feel like I see the businesses that don't do well are the ones that are like, why is this not working? I've been doing the same thing I've been doing for the last 15 years. And it's like, yeah, because this is not the world of 15 years ago, girl. Yeah. This is just not it. That's, everything has changed post-COVID. And again, in what we're dealing with right now. But yeah, so I think that is one thing, there are no special like tuition reimbursements and things that you can take advantage of.
What you're describing though is natural curiosity. You are naturally curious. And when you work in a corporate job where they give you professional development or they kind of force you to go to trainings, you're kind of forced to be curious, or they have a lunchtime lecture and you get like the peer pressure to go bring your lunch and go sit. And you're kind of put into an environment where they foster it because it makes their workforce better by you doing that. And I think you're right. Like, people who don't do lifelong learning, you do see it in their business development. Like, their business development is not good. And it's because they're not as naturally curious. Like, you've got to figure out, how do I find my natural curiosity? And I mean, you and I both agree on this. It's like, if you're not naturally curious and you don't like the boring parts of the business development process, like maybe a W-2 job really is the happier place for you, because it's so hard to run a business. Like, why put yourself through the torture device if you don't like it?
Yep. It's like being stretched on the rack, Yes.
I was just thinking about that.
It's going to stretch you.
All I could think was like, I could use a really good stretch right now. Don't think that's what that was built for, but I'm like, can you just stretch me out? I saw a meme the other day, and it was like a old picture, from like the Middle Ages, like an etching of somebody on the rack being stretched, and they're like, I bet there's this one moment though when it feels really good. Like, yeah, I sit at my desk a lot.
So, again, in the tour of old movies, The Addams Family, he puts her.
I love it. Okay, so you have described so many things for us, and I am wondering, because you are the primary breadwinner in your house, you've gone through your whole journey. Like, do you ever genuinely feel the weight of knowing that this is all on you?
Yes. Yes. And what I always fall back on is, you did it before, you can do it again. Yeah. Like, that's, that is something that anytime I have that little voice, like, oh my God, it's going to be bad. Or, when I got the news that one of my they were so kind to tell me so early. Yeah. One of my major clients, that was, what percentage would that have been of my monthly? They're a good quarter of what I made, 25% of my monthly recurring revenue was going away. They gave me a 7-month runway. They were like, we're going to keep you the entire time. Here's how things are going to need to adjust while we're figuring out these months. This is going to be, shorter hours here, but we're assuming that it's going to be more, more hours on the back end, especially if we need a lot of help out. So that was very kind of them. But, at the time I had 2 employees, and I was like, if we cannot replace this, I am so sorry. Like, you have got to go. And neither of them wanted to help with biz dev. So I was just like, that's, yeah. I think that is the main difference between a W-2 employee and a business owner, is you are always selling. Yeah. Even if you don't realize it. Yes. Even though it is not direct selling, this is selling. This is visibility. This is authority. Absolutely. This is credibility. This is expertise. This still is part of your sales process. Yes. And folks who are W-2s, I would challenge you to think about it. When is the last time that you did something to help the business that you were working for?
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
that's
Ooh, yeah. All content is sales. And also, when I teach sales to people, I remind them you sell your significant other on the plan that you want to have. Like you just want to go out to dinner instead of cooking tonight, and they agree to do it. You sold them. If you sell some leftover kitchen equipment on Facebook Marketplace, you sold a thing. Like you are selling. You sell all the time. All the time. Sales is one of the things, like it was pointed out to me before I jumped out, and I wish that I had absorbed the lesson like harder, more, because like sales is everything. It's sales.
Sales and marketing is everything.
Yes.
And that is one of the blessings of having a 20, I think I took marketing class in 2001. So I've been saying marketing has been a part of my brain for 25 years.
Yes.
So,
long time.
It's been a long time and it's changed a lot, but it does come down to that.
Yeah.
Marketing is sales enablement, and sales is, sales doesn't need to be a dirty word.
No. Yeah. Well, that could be its own. That could be a whole podcast,
a whole another episode.
Okay, so you mentioned you have this client. You lost 25% of your revenue, but I've been asking everybody this season if you lost 50% of your revenue suddenly overnight, because this is happening to a lot of people. AI is very disruptive right now. We're not going to pretend like it's not, and so it's had a trickle down effect within like the wider economy. And so, if you lost 50% of your revenue tomorrow, what's the first thing you would do?
I would ask other people who do something similar to me, do you need a hand? Do you need a 1099 contractor? Do you need an account manager? Do you need somebody who can help you out during this time? So that would be my first step. And then, I have the luxury of living in Las Vegas. So I would look at part-time. I am not above taking some part-time work. And also going to my BNI group and being like, look, y'all, there are 53 other businesses in this room. I will work at your budget level to get some income in. So I'm not above anything other than hooking,
Girl, you have so much community around you though. Like I'm just like trying to highlight. I feel like I have a highlighter. I'm like highlighting as you talk if I could on the screen. You have community. You have clear understanding and identity of who you are, what you serve, what you do in this market. And, and you're curious and flexible, and there is a staying power in that. I mean, when you first leapt out and you were like, this isn't a side hustle anymore, this is my full-time thing. I mean, you kind of jumped into a world that was pretty rocky, and you have thrived. So I really hope that somebody out there is listening and seeing those highlights too, and realizing like, oh, maybe there's some of this I need more of or something.
So you and I have not talked about this, but this, has been one of my goals here in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So in Portland, I was the name to be known, the marketing gal, the person you could introduce to. This has been happening to me as I enter rooms, especially rooms that I've never been in before, or as like the first time going there. People will come up to me and say, so-and-so told me to come talk to you. Are you Ashlan? And people are like, what is going to happen if you don't color your hair? And I was like, oh, you do not know, this will always be a thing. So like, I'm very noticeable because people come up to me and then they ask me if that's who I am. And they'll say, so-and-so said I should come talk to you about this. And I was just like, I love that. I'm going to text them. Thank you. And also, I just love that is what is happening here, because that is what used to happen in Portland. And to have that happen, only 3 years in, with like me going back and forth to Oregon multiple times, things like that.
Yeah.
It feels really great to have that validation that what I am doing is the right thing and that I'm showing up in the right places.
But like, I also want to point out, you get those word of mouth referrals because you're a good fucking person. Like, like I think there's people and they're like, oh, I have community. Like you see them everywhere. You see them out everywhere. Everybody seems to know them. And yet people aren't really referring them. And, there's a reason for that. So like just being social isn't the name of the game. Like being referable and having people say, oh, so somebody told me to come talk to you is really a testament to like having shown up and been supportive of other people and championing them just as much, being helpful in the spaces that you show up in, and like also being consistently present and not like dipping in and then leaving for months or years on end and then coming back and being like, I need business. And it's, people do that on their email newsletter list too, but they do it in real life too.
Yeah, I have learned to really cut people really fast when all it is help me, help me, help me, but they do not reciprocate the offer, or even, and it doesn't need to be like, promote me, promote me, promote me. It's even just being like, hey, how are you? Like, what's going on? Yeah. Can I help you? But yeah, there's some people in my circle recently that have been like having a really hard time with business stuff. And I'm like, I have given you advice. I have said things. Yeah. I'm busy running my own hustle. I can't, I know. You know what I mean? I can promote the shit out of you. Like, I know. Like, yeah. So it's hard,
I feel you on that so much. Do you feel like there's a business expense nobody ever warned you about?
Oh, like all the insurances and things, I just went to a presentation last night about legal shield and legal representation and, kind of batting that around in my head. Vegas likes to sue people. We got personal injury, like we got lawyers and attorneys on everything here. Yeah. And so I'm like, oh, do I need something like that? Do I want something like that? So I think, those kinds of things. And then what else? I don't know. Everybody thinks about like the price that you charge for things. And sometimes people are like, oh God, that's really expensive. And I was like, how much software I bring to you? That I have a social, I have a social media scheduling tool and all of this. Yeah. Like, I almost want to break out, like, here's the other thing though, because I was just like, I thought about like breaking it out of like, okay, if you agree to this one where it's like lower, I'm going to make you buy a scheduling tool and then, the thing like that. So like, I know my numbers are good where they're at. But yeah, so I'm actually in the process of launching lower ticket workshop style. And eventually I think a membership here in Vegas, because a lot of people just don't understand the basics of marketing. Yeah. And I've heard too many times, like I have the rule of 3. If 3 times, in succession, people are just like, I would totally pay for that. I have to do it. Yeah. Like, that's enough.
It's enough. It's enough verbal confirmation. Yeah. I can confirm for you, as you know, one-to-many is performing very well at the moment. I think it's just where people are at economically at the moment. It feels emotionally easier to hop into the done with you or advice given membership space instead of doing the bigger things. But I think memberships are so great because you can give people confidence to do more with you later. So yeah,
absolutely. It's a value ladder. It's all a value ladder.
Yes. So. I'll just be one of those 3. I'll be like, yes, verbally. Yes. In this moment on this recording. What do you think that many entrepreneurs misunderstand about becoming fully self-supporting through their business?
That it is hard work, that, you don't, it never stops, but you also need to rest, I guess. So like the systems, and you used to be a systems coach, and I know you're still a systems person. The more that you can create the systems that work for you and your brain and your business, the easier life is going to be.
Yes.
And repeatability is scalability. I've been working with Veronica to help templatize, compartmentalize, do all these things because I want things to be a lot easier and not rely on my brain. Yep. Especially as, I am seeing the perimenopause symptoms on the wall. I am getting brain fog.
Welcome.
Yes, I know. Welcome to you are 40. Um, and so, like, yeah, the more that you can do to set yourself up for success in the beginning. And I think the other thing too is like, I have become so much more reflective in like writing things down and like looking back at things and being like, okay, that was worth my time. That was worth my investment. The woman that I talked to earlier today, she's just like, do you really think that that group makes sense? And it was like, don't sign up for it yet unless you can come to all the things. But because I was like, I signed up. I didn't come to my first thing till, signed up in June, didn't come to another thing till July. And then August, they have 3 events that you can come to every month. And I was like, since I have consistently been showing up at those events and sponsored their summit, I am very well known in this, this community. And I have people being like, I want to work with you. So I was like, and her particular business, I was like, I could see it working really well in this group, but I was like, don't sign up until you can show up.
Yes.
Because they do not reward people who come and then leave and then come and then leave. Like it just is not going to be a thing. And then genuinely get to know people before you ask them for anything. So I always try to help out first before I wait till they ask, how do I work with you? Or how much do you cost? Or what, what would this be to do this with you? Yeah. I'm not a pushy salesperson at all.
Same. I have been trained in high ticket sales, high pressure sales, and I've been in those sales rooms. And after having had that experience, I'm like, nope, that is not how I like to do sales. But yeah, I love that you are reminding people like, wait until you have capacity, like do a little reflection. Do I have time for this right now? Because I say the same thing. I've had people who've inquired about my studio's dojo that you're a member of too. And I'm like, and they're like, how much time, how many calls? I'm like, well, this is an accountability space and this is not a busy space. So we're not doing a ton of calls. But I was like, if you don't have time to even work on any content for yourself, like wait until you're ready to do something, actively start doing something, or you're actively making something before, you hit go.
I know. And I don't participate in dojo all the time, but I'm making content weekly.
You're not the only one. You're not the only one. I see everything that y'all do. And I love that you don't come all the time, because it's to me, I see it as a marker of business maturity when you're like, no, I don't need to be on that call, or the replay will be sufficient for this one. And then you come to the stuff where you're like, I need to be there in person, and yeah.
And I like to just follow along what everybody's doing. It's really great.
It's inspiring. Do you think that business programs, coaches, and communities maybe are not talking about things enough that do keep people stuck in a dependency pattern? Speaking of dependency patterns.
Yes. I do think that not enough of those spaces create, I'm going to compare it to something here in Vegas. It's like, if you go to a slot machine and you're getting, like strung along by the bright lights and things, I think that there are coaching communities and other things that are predatory for people. Like they are literally giving them the shiny object thing, but not the way to graduate out of it. I think that there are folks that don't do the accountability work. They don't, do the check-ins. They don't really... They keep people kind of addicted to the drug without helping them get off of it. If that makes sense. So yeah. And I do pay really close attention to what the ultimate outcome that you're supposed to get from said community program course. I feel like there's like an information overload out there. And I think a lot of times people, you can get in this space where you're learning what to do, right? And you're in the knowledge gathering phase. But if you don't ever do the implementation and the execution phase, then what the fuck did you pay for that for?
Yes.
So I do think that there are people who get stuck in the information overwhelm and then never do the execution. And that is, I want to brag a little bit on how I'm planning these workshops and things. There's going to be pre-work. There's going to be pre-recorded videos. My expectation is that you watch them before you come. I have a friend who's helping me get an in-person workshop space. So the first 30 minutes are going to be like open networking, or I'm going to say, don't show up to this first 30 minutes, watch the shit. And then this is when the actual program starts, because what we are going to do is take action on what you learned. And you're going to get to ask your questions about that, because I don't like that people consume, and never do an act.
Yes.
Like it just, and I think that that is a problem in that world, because it's just, here's my new widget fancy thing, or my $27 thing. And I'm like, how many, and I'm guilty of this too, how many more downloads are you going to have where you don't actually use the content? So
yeah. I wholeheartedly agree with you. I feel like we are in a very, very early stage at the moment. And the reason why I included that question this season is because personally, I feel like we're in an early stage where we're about to see that old model really fall apart, because people are like, but what do I have to show for it? And it doesn't seem as sexy to pay for, in quotes, nothing. Like there's no library of stuff. And it's like, no, what you've paid for is execution and putting things into motion. And sometimes those things aren't always visible. Sometimes they are just, things that have to be, I don't know, published. But like the act of publishing, like the click of your finger hitting go publish, is not something that you're going to find on a PDF workbook. It's just not. Yeah.
No.
So awesome. I love that. Well, of course we're friends, because we totally agree on that. Okay. What is a bill that you are weirdly proud to pay?
For my managed IT services provider. So when we first started working together, we did a trade. We are each other's clients. I'm weirdly proud that we both said to each other, we're like, we should pay full value for this, like instead of doing, like, I would invoice him the difference. Yeah. So I'm weirdly proud to pay. So he does quarterly billing cycles. I have my antivirus. I have anti-phishing and scanning on my email address, on my emails. I have backups of my Google Drive, my iCloud, everything, third-party backups for all of that stuff, which saved my ass when my laptop died a couple years ago. And Take the Leap files were on that, and I was like, oh fuck, it's not like we can re-record this shit. Yeah, the backups existed. What else is in there? I don't have to worry when I'm out and about places. If my laptop is out, I have GPS tracking on it that will kill the entire thing, or I can go locate it with the police. Same thing on my phone. So all of those. I mean, it's not a small bill. It's around, I think it's around $1,600 every. Well, it's more than that. I think it's like $1,800 every 4 months, right? Yeah, quarterly. But I'm proud of it because it covers all of the, I also get dark web monitoring too. So I would know if my shit was sold on the internet. So yeah, I'm very proud to pay it for it, because it also helps me with my peace of mind that if, when I see quarantine files in my little antivirus, I'm like, ooh, what the fuck did I try to do? Like, what did I almost kill my computer with?
You are the first person who has said that this is the bill that you're weirdly proud to pay.
I'm really curious what other people said.
It's been all kinds of things, from like SaaS products to service help that they have, or life things that they're paying for. And it's like the things that matter to us. It's really interesting. But like, you are scaling, you have clients, and you're protecting your clients' data on top of it. And I just think that is such a huge selling point. So if they don't know that that's part of what the infrastructure of you is giving them.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. The number of people who try to share their passwords in the wrong way. I'm like, no, don't email that shit to me.
I know.
Don't text it to me. Please use this one time it died, the one time link or whatever. Yeah. And they're like, oh my God. And I'm like, and you wonder why you got hacked last month. Like, come on.
No, we don't do hacking around here. No. All right. We're having everyone finish the season by doing a Mad Lib sentence. So I'm going to have you fill this in. It starts, my business pays for my life, and that means fill in the blank.
My business pays for my life, and that means I get to do whatever the fuck I want. I'm weirdly proud of being able to fire clients when it doesn't, you can't fire your boss ever, usually at 9 to 5 jobs. But also, if I decided tomorrow that I want to start making tarot cards out of all of the Take the Leap episodes, like I could just, and that is on my wish list. That's why I'm saying it out loud, and you saying yes just validates that. But like I could just decide to do that tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I also found out this really cool thing in Nevada is that a single LLC can have 5 entities under it, 5 separate entities under it, which is pretty cool. So I'm like, I got 3, because I'm planning on putting Take the Leap under one of them. I was like, I got 3 more things to play with that don't have to have the same name as my business.
Yeah.
So I think, we know serial entrepreneurs out there, but once you own and operate your own business, it is so easy to start something new when the wind direction takes you there. Yeah. And that is, I think, one of the most fun things to have the validation about, because I really do wish I had started this earlier. I started at 35, and I was giving myself till I was 50 to be able to work full time in my business.
I love it. Well, you left a lot sooner.
Yeah. I was like, the 15 part was right. It was just months, not years, Yeah.
Oh, I love it. You set such a good example for people. And I know that you've inspired at least someone by hearing this episode. So I am making sure everyone knows that all of your information is in the show notes, and they should definitely go subscribe for updates. They should definitely listen to the podcast you do with Tori and listen to Take the Leap, because you have so many amazing people on that podcast. Yeah. And I just love how interesting and varied all the people are that you invite on. And you guys have been absolute workhorses doing it. And the content producer in me salutes the content creator in you.
Well, shameless plug for the dojo and what Mary does. If I did not follow you to freaking podcast movement in Denver to record season 1 of School of Moxie after I moved away to the desert, you have taught me so much about how to do a podcast. Like, I just shamelessly was like, oh, we're allowed to do this. So I've used a lot of your production to, pre-production tools and things like that. Thank you for setting the stage and making it possible with School of Moxie season 1.
Yeah, that was such a special season to do. It was such an unexpected thing. People still are like, what? Those things don't go together. And then they listen to the podcast and they're like, oh my God, The Last of Us is a business story. And I really thought that I was going to go back to making content, being a content creator who gets paid for making content. And then in the course of doing that was like, wait, how come I couldn't get a studio up here? And now there's keys and I have paid for them for an entire year as of today.
That's right. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Because right around now we were starting to plan. This time last year, I was actually coming back from San Diego for the first time, but we were planning to come up there in August to
and you did.
Grace the studio for season 3, the beginning of season 3.
There's boxes everywhere. And like the camera's at this terrible angle. And I was like, screw it. We're just recording.
We're just doing it. You know what? And that is a tribute to everything does not need to be perfect to put something out there.
No, it really doesn't. And I just love creating alongside y'all. Like, it's so good. Yeah.
It's been so fun.
It's so fun. So, all right, here's to many more. I'm sure we will be trading more episodes again in the future. This is not the last, but I will remind everyone to go into the show notes and connect with you because you're a badass, dude. That's it for this episode of the School of Moxie podcast. This season was produced and edited by me, Mary Williams, through Sensible Woo and now Sasquatch Media Grounds out of Vancouver, Washington. If you're a business owner and you want help building your own media engine, maybe it's your podcast, your YouTube channel, your content, the whole visibility machine, come and subscribe to my emails at sensiblewoo.com/subscribe. I'll show you how it's done and I'll hook you up with the good stuff. See you on the inside.